Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today I want to talk about my February reading plans. So I did a TBR in January and I managed to actually be pretty successful with the books that I had picked out from there. But I still am not going to do like a full on this is everything I plan to read in a month TBR. It's more just kind of some of the books I'd like to accomplish and also which Pop Sugar Reading Challenge prompts I would like to check off. In January I picked 4 prompts. I ended up reading 3 of them. I'll talk about them more in my wrap up. But I also did an additional 3 or completed an additional 3 prompts, and I think kind of going off of this first month, I'm going to just pick 3 this time, and naturally I'm going to read more than that and be able to complete more than just what I pick out of my little box. But anyway, that's just kind of how I'm tweaking it this month. But let's first talk about some of the books that I know I'd like to check off my list. First of all, February is Black History Month, so I do want to try to read from more Black authors this month. And first and foremost, the one I would like to read is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is just one that I think in the fantasy world is so highly regarded and also so well loved. Each book in the series has won the Hugo Award for the year it was published, so it's just one that a series that I've been meaning to read for a really long time. Haven't gotten around to it. I don't really know what it's about, honestly. I just know that people love it. It's fantasy. N.K. Jemisin is like just a really cool person in general. I saw her at BookCon and really enjoyed what she had to say in the panel that she was on, so definitely want to accomplish this one this month. Next up, I plan to buddy read Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor with my sister. This is one that we both really have been wanting to read but are intimidated by it because it's pretty giant. I think we're both really gonna like it, and again, it's one that's been on our TBRs for a really long time. We're gonna do a pretty lax buddy read and just check in like every so often, like every 100 pages or so. So definitely excited by this. I know a lot of people really love it. There are a few people who I really associate this book with, and I'm excited to chat with them about it along the way. Next is a new release that came out in January, and that is Come Tumbling Down by Seanan McGuire. This is the 5th book in the Wayward Children series, and it just didn't fit into my reading plans for January, but I absolutely have to read it this month. It might be the first thing I read. If you don't know about the Wayward Children series, you can watch like half of my videos and see like a full-on description. So honestly, haven't really heard much about this. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't been watching a ton of booktube lately, just being kind of busy, but I'm a little surprised that I haven't really heard anything about it. I've seen a couple people mention it, but I'm really excited to dive back into this world and revisit some characters that we met a couple books ago. And then finally, the last one that I've picked out for one that I really would like to read is again by a Black author, and that is Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams. I think I'm going to do Contemporary-thon this month. I haven't really thought about the prompts, but this is a contemporary by a Black author that's been on my TBR shelf. I got it sometime last year. I think, first of all, this cover is stunning, and I know Jesse from Bow Ties and Books really enjoyed this, and they had a lot of good things to say about it, so I think this is one that I'll use for the creator favorite and illustrated cover for the Contemporary-thon. This is just one that really intrigues me, and just heard a lot of really good things about it, and when looking for books for February specifically by Black authors, this is one that immediately caught my eye, so hoping I can get this one read during Contemporary-thon, if not some other time this month. Alright, so those are some of the books that I've picked out just in general, but now let's pick some of the prompts. Like I mentioned, I did complete a couple other prompts that I didn't pick out last month, so if I pick any of those, obviously, I'll put them aside. A book set in the 1920s. Oh, a Western. And a book with a character with a vision impairment or enhancement. Okay, I have not really any ideas for any of these, to be completely honest. I'm in a Facebook group for the Pop Sugar Challenge where people ask questions and make recommendations all the time, and the Western prompt is one that comes up often, so I think I'm going to go back and look at some of those to figure something out. Someone had recently mentioned Vengeance Road. I can't remember the author off the top of my head, but it's like a YA sort of Western fantasy, I want to say. Excuse you. I feel like a book set in the 20s will be relatively easy to find, and a book with a character with a vision impairment or enhancement. So we'll see what I can find. Check back in with my February wrap-up to see what I end up finding for these. I do have some prompts picked out for the other ones, so hopefully I can accomplish 7 this month. We'll see if that happens. Oh, I think the one that I didn't complete last month, I'm gonna roll over to this month, and that was a book about something you know nothing about. And originally I was thinking of doing the book I have about Jane Goodall, but I think instead, with all of the controversy and news coming out about American Dirt, I decided to switch that and read an own voices story about an immigrant or refugee and like the Mexico-US border. I put a couple holds on at the library, so as soon as one of those comes in, I'm gonna read that for that prompt. Not to say that I don't know anything about that, but I don't know enough and would like to read from own voices authors on some of those stories. So that's my plan for that. But yeah, if you have any ideas, particularly for the Western prompt, please let me know in the comments. But otherwise, like I said, check back in at the end of the month to see how I did with all of my reading plans. If you'd like to connect with me on any other social media platforms, the links are all in the description box. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next video. But until then, happy reading. Bye.